Hey, my name is Aubrey. I'm one of the judges for today. I write sometimes. You can follow my Tumblr at Fragmented Poetry. So the first round was based off of ideas, and we had two awesome poets, Daniel and Alex. Alex went first. I actually really liked his language, talking about how ideas are the universe experiencing itself, and parts of how it goes into the system. I thought his delivery could have been better. His language was really good for my part, but sometimes it may not have come across as well as it could have. So I gave him a 7.5. For Daniel, he had a really nice tone, very well delivered. Some lines, for example, ideas are not had, but tragically earned. I just wanted a little bit more from the ending, so I gave him a 7. For round 2, the theme was nightmares. Alex went again. He had a much stronger flow this time. It was more of a story of what he went through, just a scare. I gave him a 7. For Daniel, it went through a bunch of different kind of nightmares that he had, but the last two really won it for me. Stories about how he met with his grandfather again. He was told it was no afterlife, and how he had a wife and child, but he couldn't hold their hand. That kind of strikes more of the poignant fear I feel a lot more from nightmares. So I gave it to Daniel with a 7.5. And then the last round was based off of dreams. There was a lot of really good lines coming from Alex about how he wants his daughter to graduate, how he wants his mom to never know what it's like to collect a social security check, or how mothers could get scholarships without a man or another government hand. I gave him a 9. That was probably my favorite one. For Daniel, his was a little bit slower. I still really liked it. There were a couple of really good lines, like use only pencil because paper can't catch up to you, and describing the kind of hopelessness of actually having to write with it. I gave him an 8 though, so for me, at the end of the day, I think Alex won just by a little bit.
All right, cool. So I'm Craig Tinsley. I'm one of the judges. I make video games, so you can check out Rap Quest on Google Play right now. All right. So for the first round, it was ideas. I think when Alex went, one of the things I liked that he did was when he first started out, he said IDEA, and he kind of used that as a wordplay. So I like the way he kind of at the beginning of the rhyme, he used a lot of wordplay to go with ideas. And he kind of kept bringing it back to the word ideas, but he found creative ways to do it. So I gave him an 8.2 on his. With Daniel, I think he had a couple of different alliteration points, and I like that a lot. That was really creative. And then one of the things towards the end is it seemed like it was getting a little repetitive, so I gave him a 7.7. For round 2. Alex, I gave him a 7.6 because I liked the way that he was using a lot of rhymes at the end of the bar, and stuff like that. And it sounded really cool the way he was flowing. So I gave him a 7.6. Daniel, I gave a 7.8 because his was really funny because he had a list of things that he was doing with different nightmare scenes, and I thought that was cool. So that's number 2. Number 3. Was Dreams, and for Alex I gave him an 8.6 because he mentioned his country being downtown LA. I thought that was really clever. With Daniel I gave him an 8.0 because I think he needed a third Sunday because he was doing the Sunday theme. He kind of kept going back to that, but I thought it would have rounded it off nicely if he had another Sunday where he kind of mentioned how he was getting from point A to point B and kind of making it mirrored almost. So I thought that was cool. That was 8.0. So overall, I would give it to Alex. So that's mine.
Alright, what's up y'all? My name is Eddy. I represent Sunday Jump, an open mic series in Historic Filipino Town. Also KMB Pro People Youth, Progressive Youth Organization. And last but not least, spoken word duo Steady. Check us out at writesteady.com. So for the battles, for this poetry slam, I found it really interesting. It was really close, different styles. So the first one was ideas, and for round 1 with Alex, he had a lot of interesting language about good versus bad, talking about devastating losses with ideas, a lot of wordplay and rhyme schemes. However, I felt that his speed and the way that he delivered, that he could have slowed down. I felt like a lot of the metaphors and imagery that he used was sort of missed, and so for that reason, I gave him a 6. Now for Daniel, I liked the way that he presented and delivered the poetry. He talked about blisters born from the burn. And with that singular line in itself and all the metaphors surrounding that, I felt like it really connected with the audience and for myself. And so he was able to present his poem in a clear way, and so for that I gave him an 8. Now for round 2, with regard to nightmares, Alex, he went in a different direction. So in the first round, like both of them, they went more the abstract route. Well, for this round, Alex went more the realistic way, about like his life, about his family, about his friends. And in that way, I felt that his words came out more raw, more fresh, talking about his dad getting hit with a meat cleaver, his best friend dying. It was very serious, you know, and that's about like sharing like his story. And for that, I gave him a 10 for his bravery. And then for Daniel, it was a countdown poem, so I'm familiar with countdown poems, but it's cool in terms of like structure. Again, though, he focused on the abstract, and I wanted to see something else different. I wanted to see some variety. So focus more on imagery, but I wanted to see him think outside of that. I mean, still close, but I gave him an 8. Now for the last round, round 3, again, it's a clash of like different styles. So Alex more real, Daniel more abstract. So with Alex, he talked about dreams and like what he wants to see accomplished in his life, like seeing his daughter like graduate, talking about being like pro people, saying like he has a dream manifested into a solid reality at the very end. And I think it encapsulated like what we all go through like in life and like attaining our dreams. So for that, I gave him an 8. Now for Daniel, last one. He had a line that I really connected with. It's called like, I can't feel it until I write about it. It's always talking about like, I write about it. Now, I connected with it, however, it was the abstract, and it wasn't that, didn't have that realistic connection for me. So for that, I gave him a 7. So overall, it was very close and calculated all in total. Alex edged out by sharing his story and putting it into rhyme form and poetry format. I give it to Alex.